Okay, so tell me about myself right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, my name's Joe. I'm 15 years old. I'm in ninth grade, and yeah, pretty good so far.
Great. So Joe, what are some of the challenges of your daily life or your weekly life?
I'd say getting up in the morning. It's really hard. Wake up at 6. I mean, it's not the worst time to wake up, but I mean, like, I get up and then I go, and I say I'm gonna get up at 6 sharp, but then I hit my snooze button and I sleep for 10 more minutes. But I mean, that's probably for my daily life really. It's most challenging.
What are some of the challenges of kind of your weekly life or things that you encounter, maybe not every day, but...
I don't know. I mean, weekly life, not every day. Probably be tests I have. I've had at least one a week, I think. I mean, yeah, it's kind of over-exaggerating, but I've had a lot of tests recently. It's about basically who I am and about the class and different subjects, and probably weekly because it's not like an everyday consecutive test. But yeah.
How many subjects do you take in school?
6 different subjects. I take algebra, biomedical, world history, English, physical science, and then what's the last one? Oh yeah, art, intro to art.
Did you say algebra, biomedical?
Well, algebra, then biomedical.
So is that like biology?
But biomedical is it's like an investigation kind of thing. It's basically like investigating a murder of somebody, and we learn about the dead body and what was in it and stuff, and different suspects. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
They did not have that when I was in high school.
Yeah, no, it's kind of a new thing.
That's great. Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we can do the second question. Give you a chance to break there. So what are the unique blessings or gifts of this stage of your life?
I would say just kind of easygoing. I mean, I'm not too anxious about anything. I'm not too little anxious about anything. I'm just kind of okay with things that happen, and I don't generally question them. I just kind of do things. And yeah, it was not like that when I was in 6th grade. I was really, really nervous about everything. I could not talk in public. I would have to just be with individual people, but now I can talk with the public easily. Probably what yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're maturing and gaining some new skills, and
Mm-hmm.
that's great. Okay, that's a good one. Okay. So in what ways does your faith sustain you?
Well, I would say that it makes me feel better, like there's a higher power, something to look forward to, something that gives me kind of guidance in my life. So I feel kind of very, very a lot in motion right now, because this has gone a lot faster than I thought it has. First, at the beginning of my life, it felt easy, straightforward, but now it's all this different stuff at once, and it's kind of, yeah, but then the faith, my faith is it makes me feel like I actually have a reference of guidance that I can look to.
That's great. Thank you. So what things challenge your faith?
I've been thinking a lot about this question. I would say science, really, because, I believe in the afterlife, but then every time I feel like that, there's another part of me, my science part that says, when you die, it's just the biological stating should say that you couldn't see anything or anything like that. But I believe, but it's there's 2 parts of me that say different things. But it's I feel that same thing right now. And feels complicated, I'd say. Yeah.
Do you have anywhere that you can take those two parts of you and anyone to talk to about that? Or
And I kind of just keep it to myself for the most part. I mean, I don't tell a lot of people. I mean, I ask my parents about faith and religion and stuff. I mean, mainly my questions get answered at church. So, I mean, I remember one week was like, I really was having a tough time in like my faith, but then I came to church and then you started talking about questioning faith. And I was really confused. I was like, this is not a coincidence. It feels really weird. But yeah, it was about that, yeah.
well, that's great. Okay, one more question.
Okay.
So, what questions do you have for God about your future?
About my future, if I'm gonna, like, I would say, about my future, I'd say, like, what is in my future. Because, I mean, like, I would wonder how long am I gonna live for, how much human society is gonna change and develop, that kind of way. Because I don't know, because in shows they depict when society changes over a decade from now, they show it like all futuristic. I don't know if it's just going to be like the same thing or it's going to be different. Because I mean, like 2 decades ago, I mean, it was completely different to what it is now. But I mean, like, it's about all the questions I would have. Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Joe.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you thinking about these questions and being our guinea pig for this whole process.